Future faking. I'm going to talk about future faking for a few minutes. I'm going to talk about future faking for a few minutes because we've had a lot of future faking and a lot of future fakers out there hard at work, especially for the past few years. Just all these false promises to keep people attached to them. It's not just the genocidal maniacs either. It's the YouTube scammers and the interpersonal relationships that people are having with these narcissistic people. Future fake. If you haven't heard of that term before, it's a term that we use in the narcissistic abuse community to describe the manipulation tactic that these entitled narcissistic people use when they decide to insert themselves into your life to get something that they need or want. And or to take attention away from what's really going on. Hence the past 3 years. The whole earth has been future faked for the past 3 years. Future faking is necessary. It's necessary to extract what they want from you, whether it be money, admiration, attention, or total control over you. But from what I've observed, from the highest to the lowest end, it's all of the above. All of the above. The money, the admiration, the attention, and the control. That's what the whole future fake is necessary, because these people thrive on that. And the attention doesn't even have to be positive. It can be negative. They just have to have it. They have to make you believe that they're going to have a future with you of some sort, or they're going to make your future better because of them. That you're going to benefit from their actions in your future. Or they're just going to fake a future with you. You know, in the meantime, that you're not going to know any different until you start noticing some of these things that I'm about to mention that eventually you're going to see with your own eyes. Number one, you're going to see that the actions of these people do not line up with what they are saying. You know, a lot of times they seem like nice, genuine, caring people, sincere, just, you know, like you. They mimic you. They have a lot of likes and interests like you do. Some of them, they'll claim to have found the Lord, that they've turned their life around, they're reborn. But then if you just sit back and watch what they do, and most of them just keep taking and taking without hardly ever giving anything back, you'll see with your own eyes that their actions are the opposite of what's coming out of their mouth. I mean, for instance, with the YouTube scammer, a habitual non-bill payer who will not pay his car payment. He has to have a free place to live, free food to eat, so on and so forth. Running from the repo man. Just recently committed a felony back in the summer and acts like it doesn't exist. But when it's rarely spoken of, it's somebody else's fault. Blame shifting. Blame shifting is another tactic they love to use. Because they cannot stand to look bad, but they sure want to take the credit for making your future bright. And you'll notice that they never, ever, ever do what they say they're going to do. It could be the smallest thing, like a phone call, answering a text, or anything. They never, ever do what they say they're going to do. And they might keep a little truth, you know, in their stories. You know, you'll see the little lies, but you'll see some truth too, just to keep the future fake going, because they have to have the future fake to extract what they need from you. And sometimes they'll even throw you little breadcrumbs. You know, they'll make you feel special in some little way or something. They'll gift you or do something nice for you, or just make you feel good because they know you're getting suspicious, or they know that they're looking suspicious. So that's just part of the tactic as well. And it's another attachment tactic that they use, is to throw breadcrumbs out there. But the actions, you have to watch their actions. You know, somebody who supposedly has found God and has turned their life around and is reborn should have the Holy Spirit in them to make them want to do the right things. You know, not like being entitled to drive a car that you haven't made payments on for months, that you know you've left the state with it, and they're probably looking for it, but you're still entitled to have that, you know, car that you're not paying for. And maybe take care of that recent criminal past and maybe just, you know, take care of that. Start over. You know, have a conscience about it. But no, it's just somebody else's fault. Blame shift. I mean, there's your signs. You know, and just running from everything in general and scamming people into paying for it all. These future fakers are scammers. And unfortunately, it can go on for a long time because they are entitled beyond measure. And when you're entitled beyond measure, you don't change. You just don't change overnight. And another way you can tell when you're being future faked is that they're paranoid. I mean, it's obvious when they have to watch what they say around certain people, and they're always looking over their shoulder, deleting things on a regular basis, and usually law enforcement makes them nervous. Well, you shouldn't be feeling that way if you're being sincere and transparent. So when you see these actions in someone who is always taking and future faking, paranoid, blame shifting, entitled beyond measure, and their actions never line up with what they say, you're being future faked. Scammed. Hope everybody's staying narc free and borderline free and future fake free.